action is coming up. Along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Got one more great treat for you folks. Joining us on our broadcast is Shams Charania. I'm so great to have you with us. Thanks for taking the time to take a seat and join us here courtside.
Star-studded group, the pleasure is all mine. I appreciate you guys so very much for having me aboard.
Look at the smile on Brent Barry's face. He is thrilled to have you here courtside with us.
Absolutely. Super excited about it.
Here's a look at what's coming up for New York. On Wednesday, they'll tip off a road trip in Miami where they'll take on the Heat. Then on Friday, they continue the road trip. Heading out to Detroit, they'll take on the Pistons.
And that game against Houston, that one will mark game number 6 for them in the NBA season. We'll see if there are any adjustments between now and then to the rotation.
Here's the starting group for the Cleveland Cavaliers. We've got Goodrich. Barry is out there with Stoudemire. Then it's Tony Parker. And it's Mutombo in at the center position. And for the Knicks, James is out there with Brown. Then it's Donovan Mitchell. Then there's Howard. And it's Brunson in at the 1 spot. So New York wins the tip. And Shams, New York really putting something together around Jalen Brunson.
Knicks fans have a lot of reason for optimism. It'll be interesting to me, though, to see if this team can get further and further in the Eastern Conference to a conference finals, maybe to an NBA finals, and winning a championship. But how can they continue to surround Jalen Brunson with superstar talent? That will be interesting to monitor in New York.
Absolutely. That front office will really be looked at as they try to build the pieces around this terrific young player.
And now they have stability, they have assets, they have players that they can trade that are wanted around the league. So this New York team, they finally have direction, and they finally have hope, and they finally have a chance to win in the East.
Absolutely. And so it's the Cavaliers getting on the board first. Shot clock at 6. Mitchell finds Brown. Out to Brunson. Here's Howard. Second shot opportunity. Howard setting the pick for Brunson. Took the opportunity when he saw it.
Brunson sizing up the defense and really good at operating in the pick and roll.
Parker outside. To the paint. Cleveland moving it around. Goodrich against Mitchell. Fires top of the key. Parker passes to Goodrich. Dwight Howard grabs the board.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And they double up LeBron. Brunson with a clean look. Kept alive. Mitchell outside. And the 3 ball is good.
And Mitchell is a confident scorer, including from downtown.
For the New York Knicks, they come into this one following a loss to Indiana. Mutombo passes to Stoudemire. Now here's Goodrich. Stoudemire outside. Nobody near Parker. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
Yeah, Parker's ability to stretch it, it really forces the defense to contest him from out there.
Brunson kicks to James. Pass to Howard. Now Brunson. LeBron a screen on Parker. Brunson with it. Now Stoudemire defender. And the dunk by James.
Great awareness from LBJ. Great at slashing off the ball. Open space available. He filled it.
And as the salary cap looks set to rise significantly, Shams, any major effects that you can anticipate?
It won't be like the year the Warriors signed KD. They're going to smooth the cap numbers, and it's not going to spike quite the same. But these numbers will continue to get eye-popping when you think about player salary, and you have to keep in mind luxury tax and the new second apron that came into play with the collective bargaining agreement, and that will play a part in how teams build, not putting yourself in a restrictive position to continue to build winning organizations.
A lot of moving parts to contend with, but boy, a lot on the horizon. Rebounded by Dikembe Mutombo. Cleveland's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Goodrich, that's good.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Here's James. The Cavaliers making the shot. The kick out to Brown. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
And this is what the team wants JB to do. Punish defenses that don't respect him from the corner.
Now Goodrich. 23 points his last outing. Shoots from the elbow. Parker's shot is off. The Knicks leading by 3. Mitchell with it. He's picked up by Parker. Mitchell passes to Brunson. LeBron outside. Brown outside. Inside. And Howard with the stuff.
When you look at the stats, Howard's at his best in the pick and roll.
And it's Parker with the ball, bringing it up for the Cavaliers. Latrey hits it from three-point range.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Last game for the Cavaliers, it was a loss to the Wizards in Washington.
In the NBA, you've got to keep pace. It's a fast track out there, and I thought their lack of hustle defensively was the story of the game.
You can't allow any opponent to shoot that kind of percentage. If you do, it's just going to be so tough to keep up. One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
Hey, Shams, we know you've reported on so many big trades that did happen. Were there ever a few that were close to happening but may have fallen apart at the 11th hour?
I always wait until things are 100% confirmed, but listen, there's always a trade or two that's viewed as done but just does not happen, whether it sours, whether something falls apart. There's always one deal or two that falls apart at the trade deadline or in the offseason. But I try to wait as best I can and make sure that when I report, it is confirmed.
Outstanding. And the action on hold, as it appears there's been an injury. Yep, he's definitely in a bad way out there right now. Tough to see.
And this would be a terrible blow. Hopefully it's less serious than it looks.
Well, looking at his face right there, you can tell he's in a lot of pain, and there's a lot of trepidation right now on that team's sideline.
Randall's checked in for the Knicks. Halliburton comes in for Jalen Brunson. Now here's Randall. On the wing, James. Howard setting the pick for LeBron. Second chance shot, and it's blocked. Here's Goodrich. And the foul called on Donovan Mitchell. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Now here's Goodrich. Parker with it. 11 points for him in that last game against Washington. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It goes on Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, but I love that from Parker, playing on the front foot.
And Tony Parker drops them both.
Well, when he gets into a groove at the free throw line, it doesn't just last for tonight. This might be 2 weeks, 2 months, something like that.
Halliburton sets the pick for James. Mitchell outside. Randall down low. It's good from inside. And Shams, nothing gets a workout like your phone. We're here, we're talking NBA, we're watching this game. We got this great group here courtside. You've got 2 phones working, and I'm sure there's a third hidden in your bag. Can you estimate how many texts do you send and receive a day? Is there even a number we can put with it?
Kevin, how many texts do you get a day related to NBA info? You're coming at me. You know the job is, it's hundreds of messages flooding my phone on a daily basis. And the screen time usually in busy seasons tends to be closer to 18 to 20 hours. But this is what we signed up for. This is what we love to inform the audience.
Oh, and I know you love every second of it. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for New York.
And, guys, they've done a great job feeding their bigs inside. They are just punishing the opposition in the paint.
So much good energy and flow tonight, and that has really come out of great ball movement. Guys have been open, and as soon as they get the ball.
Now for an update on Jalen Brunson's injury, let's go to David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. I just talked with the Knicks head athletic trainer. He said it appears to be a moderate wrist sprain. Really not the way you want to start the season. Some bad luck right out of the gate. Kevin?
Okay, Dave, thanks. Sounds like he won't be out for too long. Here's Barry. They set the screen. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
And for a scorer of Barry's talent, converting inside the paint can seem effortless.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. The Knicks leading by 3. Halliburton feeling it out a bit. Driving inside. It's time now to look at the NBA's toughest defensive teams from a season ago. Second, the Knicks.
I mean, they held opponents to so few points that it allowed them to win games even when their offense wasn't clicking.
The first free throw is good.
And Halliburton, the guy you just continue to see grow game by game, an exceptional talent and a great mind.
The Cavaliers trail by 5. Pass to Barry. Here's Tomjanovich. Drills the three-pointer.
Yeah, we all know Rick Barry can create for himself, but we get to see there what kind of passing skills he also possesses. What a sensational feat.
And the timeout called here by Tom Thibodeau. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. And you look at the way the league is moving now, Shams, are there less big trades than when you started or more?
Perhaps a little bit less, but listen, the league is trying to keep parity in this league and allow teams to be able to keep their homegrown stars. There's always going to be plenty of interest, and that level of interest, not only from players from competing teams, but fans' interest, it's never been higher.
And there's never any hesitancy, right? If a team feels they can get better, for whatever reason and however they do it, I don't think there's any hesitancy to pulling the trigger.
Particularly when you're on the cusp of potentially winning a championship or competing, whether it's competing for the playoffs, competing for a title. If you can make one move that takes you from point A to point B, teams and general managers want to do it.
Well said. It's deflected. Parker against Halliburton. Pass to Mutombo. Here's Greer. Mutombo sets a screen. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Halliburton against Parker. High post, Howard. In the corner, it's James. To the inside. 6 to shoot. Yep, that one goes in there. Randall's got his second basket of the game.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Pass to Tomjanovich. Here's Barry. Can't tie it up as that one's no good.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
A good decision right there from Dwight. Excellent awareness on that particular play.
And it's Parker with the ball, bringing it up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's a 5-point game. Here's Tomjanovich. Pass to Barry. Launches a 3. That one's all good. Now he's 3 for 5 from the field.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Halliburton outside. And here is LeBron. Fades back. Rebounded by Dikembe Mutombo. Mutombo's got 4 rebounds in this game. And with the new broadcasting deals, NBA salaries figuring Shams to skyrocket.
And we're not even just talking about the players, Kevin. It's the coaches. It's the front office executives. Everyone is seeing some massive, massive paydays. Every single year we're seeing the biggest contract in league history, and it's only going to get bigger and bigger in years to come.
Are you surprised at the size of some of these coaching deals? I mean, the numbers are amazing.
Coaching these front office deals, it's getting higher and higher. And once Monty Williams signed the deal he did in 2023, that only elevated the market for coaches, and front office executives also are getting big paydays.
Catching up on the changes for New York, Al Horford's checked in for Howard, and Derek White subbed in for Donovan Mitchell. Jamison with a screen on Halliburton. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep. Jamison, no luck. New York's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Stolen by Anderson. It's rebounded by New York.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Out to White for 3. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. LeBron's got 4 assists now tonight.
Oh, man, for over 20 years, has it been tough to find anyone that dishes it better than LeBron?
Now, here's Anderson. 17 points in his last outing. There's 31 seconds left to play here in the first. Smits. That one's in. His first shot this game.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Pass to Horford. Back to Halliburton. James left side. Over Tomjanovich. And it's Smith with the rebound. From deep three-point land. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And so it's LeBron James making things happen for the Knicks. Setting up teammates and getting buckets. He is looking as determined as ever. We've got more in store for you right after this. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And guys, what's your take on the Knicks so far?
In that first period, they showed a willingness to make the extra pass.
So much unselfish play out there. The coaching staff has to be thrilled with that.
So with Stoudemire sitting on the bench, this is who Kenny Atkinson has out there. Anderson is out there with Goodrich. Then it's Jamison. And it's Tomjanovich in at the 3 spot. You know, Shams, I don't know how many kids grow up thinking they're going to be an NBA insider. But clearly that is something that you probably thought about at one time or another. Did you think that was going to be your path?
Kevin, I knew at the age of 16 years old what I wanted to do, and this path I wanted to take an insider for the NBA because I love playing basketball, I loved writing, and I had a genuine passion for transactions, for the behind-the-scenes stories. So to be able to tell that story to the fans, I feel like I am one of the fans. That's why I feel like I can relate to the fans, and so that's what inspired me mostly to take this career path that I've taken.
So connected. It is a pleasure reading you and hearing you.
Kevin, appreciate you so much, and just know the stories will keep coming.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, Randall does a good job. His frame alone helps to create some space. Just with a little pivot there, able to find a way to score.
Here is Anderson, following the basket by Julius Randle. Anderson outside, pass to Jamison. Clock at 6. And he lays it straight in.
And phenomenal work in close. Jamison is just so assertive from that area.
And here's Halliburton. Randle left side. On the wing, Mitchell. Outside for Halliburton. New York moving the ball around. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Ooh, that was a tricky move there by Randall, putting the defender off balance, and then he got that guy to foul.
The Knicks have hit most of their free throws tonight, 5 of 6. Jaylen Brown's checked in for Derek White. And Cleveland also making a change. Stoudemire's checked in. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. The Cavaliers trail by 4. Left side, Anderson. That one, no good. Some solid defense from Brown. Here's Mitchell. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got 3 assists now in this one.
And bursting through inside. So difficult to contain when Mitchell's on the attack.
Hey, Shams, I know you cover the league like no one else, but I've seen your jump shot. You have a sweet J. You must have played organized ball, I'm assuming.
I played a little bit in high school, Kevin, but once I got cut in high school, that's when I knew my career path would have to train into what I'm doing now, into writing and covering the NBA. But listen, I have a lot of confidence in my jump shot, watching players like Steph Curry shoot the basketball. I'm not trying to give any comparisons, but I do love to shoot the ball. That is the one thing I know I can do decently on the field.
I know. I love your answer.
Not much else, but I can shoot.
So valuable to this team. Halliburton gives them whatever they need when they need it. This guy is both patient and prolific.
And Kenny Atkinson calls timeout. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust.
And let's take a look now at the stats for Jaylen Brown. He's coming off an excellent season. He was around 23 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. And so much of what they do on offense depends on how he plays.
Well, he attracts serious attention from the defense, and that really does open up the backside for a lot of his teammates to take full advantage.
And so it's New York with it. The Cavaliers making the shot. Halliburton. And there's Brown. That's good on the assist by Halliburton. 6 points for Jaylen Brown. Here is Anderson. Pass to Greer. Good D by Mitchell.
And they continue to control the glass.
Randall dishes to Mitchell. Now, here's Anunoby. Now Mitchell. He's got 9. 6 on the shot clock. Misses from close range. The Cavaliers trail by 7. Down low, Greer passes to Goodrich. Some solid defense from Brown. New York has gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Mitchell finds Randall. Halliburton outside. At the elbow, Randall. Here's Brown. And the rejection by Stoudemire.
And I love the effort on defense from Stoudemire. More than capable of coming up with a big-time block on that play.
And they're beginning to just flat-out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Here's Brown. Antoine Jamison picking up that last bucket. Yep, that one goes. Brown's got the lead back up to 7 now for New York.
And very early on, Brown learned how to finish through contact, an essential skill for an NBA player to master.
And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, Julius Randle wants to put his opponents on their heels. Coach Tom Thibodeau said he's done a really good job of running the floor, moving without the ball, generating speed on the catch. I knew from coaching against him, the one thing you don't want to see is Julius Randle, head of steam, coming at you downhill. Kevin?
Are you kidding me? Get out of the way. ADA, thanks. James checked in for the Knicks. Barry's checked in for Cleveland. Parker comes in for Anderson. Takes a step back. Parker. Jaylen Brown with the rebound. Brown's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Now here's James. 9 points in the game so far. Driving in, and the dunk by James.
LeBron on the roll this time. He rocks it.
Here's Goodrich. Pass to Barry. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a 3-point play. That's on Jaylen Brown.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
You have to credit the aggressiveness offensively because that's when you make a play when you really need it.
Now here's Brown. He's got 10. And yes, it's good.
Oh, man, this would be a different ball game if they didn't have this type of scoring to rely on.
Goodrich kicks to Parker. Takes it inside. And he banks in the layup. Parker's got 10.
Parker is a blur out there. I mean, this guy, he may be the fastest player in the league with the ball in his hands.
Here's LeBron. He's got 11. James barreling in for the jam.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, why settle for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that?
Goodrich against Brown. That one's in there. The Knicks lead is cut to just 5 points on the basket from Gail Goodrich. New York's gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. James outside. Back to Halliburton. LeBron passes to Mitchell. No good with the triple. The Cavaliers trail by 5. Here's Parker. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Cavaliers will retain possession.
Now we get a chance to look at Tyrese Halliburton.
Great showing for him last season. And he was also among the top 20 in steals. That ability is more unique than folks realize. Very valuable defensively.
And dropping a lot of dimes. He led the league in assists because he's the ultimate competitor. An absolute magician with the basketball. Here's Parker into the lane. Pass to Greer. Trying to find Parker. He's got it now. A second chance effort. Knicks with the rebound. Brown's got his 5th rebound in this one.
He's been off the mark, and that hasn't helped them chip away at the lead. It's been a theme here this quarter. Flat out taking the game over, and there's no way he's going to give it up.
Stoudemire outside. Here's Berry. And another miss by Cleveland.
Well, that's not a shot he's ever going to pass up, and he shouldn't. Despite the miss, no defender anywhere near him. He's got to shoot that one.
LeBron with the bucket.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
The Cavaliers trail by 9. Parker outside. Pass to Berry. Off target from 3-point range.
Well, after getting off to a great start, hitting those first 2 shots, he's definitely regressed a little bit in this quarter.
Now, here's Mitchell. They lead by their biggest margin of the game. James finds Halliburton. Shot clock at 5. It's up a 3. And James gets it to go on the assist by Halliburton.
Over his long career, James has worked on his 3-point shot. Kudos to the King.
Here's Greer. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Here's James. 18 points for him. Outside for Halliburton. Back to Randall. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Here are the top distributors from last season. These guys always seem to find the open man. Tyrese Halliburton on top.
And it was the kind of season that he'd like to repeat over and over. Nobody was better at creating easy baskets for their teammates.
The Knicks making a switch here. Howard's checked in. Now here's Parker. He's got 10. The Knicks pull it in. This their first chance this season playing the Cavaliers.
Yeah, and they're hoping for a better showing against this club this season. Last year they came out on the losing end.
Pass to Berry. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. Mutombo passes to Parker. Cleveland moving it around. Mutombo kicks to Goodrich. And it's Parker in the corner. 3 on the clock. Misses the 3.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going in this quarter.
Incredible feel for the game. LeBron knows when it's his job to set the tone offensively.
Now here's Parker. Pass to Stoudemire. Over LeBron. That one's in there. The New York lead is cut down to 10 on the bucket from Stoudemire.
And Kevin, they started the game shooting it so well. I'm surprised they haven't continued. They've got to get back to their strength.
Shams, it's been fun. And you know what? It's been too short. So you got to promise you're going to come back and give us some more inside information on the NBA. We have loved every second having you here courtside with us tonight.
Sorry I was not able to break any big news on air this time, but you know what? My phone's ringing, so maybe next time.
Let me look at your phone. Wait a minute. Hold on. That is big news! Holy cow! Come back sooner than later, okay?
Thank you.
So great to have Shams stop by. You can see his passion for the game in every word he said.
Well, you can't work as hard as Shams does without having a passion for the NBA. It's not easy to be that plugged in.
Outside for Halliburton. To the middle. Here's LeBron. Oh, LeBron's just too strong inside.
This is just good point guard fundamentals from Tyrese Halliburton, going to the pick and roll to create a bunch of options.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Mutombo is screen on Halliburton. Down low. Out to Parker. Pass to Goodrich. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Dwight Howard.
Really on the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
This is his first free throw of the game. Both free throws good from Goodrich. Now here's Brown. That one falls. Brown's got 13 points now in the quarter.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
Yeah, the coach pretty smart for zoning in on him and giving him opportunities to stay with that confident play.
And so it's New York ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Coach. Your team has found success when they've gotten the ball into the paint. Is that the goal to do more of that in the second half?
Yeah, we want to play inside out, force them to collapse, and then we got to share the ball. We have to make quick decisions. When we move the ball quickly, we'll get good shots. But if we hold on to it, they're not going to be high percentage shots.
The ball finds energy, right? Thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
Thank you for joining us. Getting right to the story. Things are going well for the New York Knicks. Fellas, I was just wondering if you played in the league these days, what do you think would be different compared to when you did play?
Oh, my goodness. I make a lot more money, Ernie, than I did in my playing days, especially if you consider that all guys do is dunk and shoot threes, and as many threes as I did, oh, my God.
Yeah, and I'd be out there getting every rebound and slamming Kenny's bricks for the putback slams because none of these bigs today want any piece of prime diesel.
So let me get this straight. You would both be amazing. What a shock. And talking about our game now, a very solid first half for the New York Knicks.
They're doing a nice job of getting their feet wet in the paint. I like the aggression, powering it up and sending it down.
Hey, if you can get the ball in close, why settle? Invite the defense to stop it.
And that about wraps it up. And as the third quarter is about to begin, we go to Kevin Harlan for the call.